derivatives. Our topic is the product and the quotient rule. All right. I have this problem right here. It's h of x equals g of x times f of x. Okay. If f of phi is equal to -3, f prime of phi equals 2, and then g of phi equals 6, and g prime of phi equals -1. What is the h prime of phi? That's the question. So first, we have to know what is the product rule. The product rule says it's in this way. All right, that let me write the question right here. The product rule is in this way. Okay, we have u of x b times b of x primes. This is equals u prime, okay, times x, and then u prime of x times b of x. All right, plus u of x, and then b prime of x. This is the product rule. We have to add it, the product rule. So whenever u of x and b of x are differentiable, so here whenever u of x and b of x are the differentiable. Okay, that's the rule. Okay, this is the product rule concept. Then after this, let's go and then try to solve our problem. All right, let's go and then find the answer to our problem. First, we have to write the here. I mean, to find h of phi, h prime of phi. First applied, we have to apply here the product rule. All right, I give it to you, the product rule. What is the product rule? So let's write it. H prime of x equals open crochet g of x times in this case f of x, close it, prime. So this is equals, will be equals, let's write it right here, g prime of x f of x plus g of x and then f prime of x. That's the product rule. Right now, plug it in. We have to plug it in on the values here. We have to plug it in. Here, this is a plug in x equals phi, right? X equals phi. That's our data. Use and use the values. We have, what is the values that we have it over here in our problem? So we have f of phi equals a -3, right? F prime of phi equals 2, and then g of phi equals 6, and g prime of phi equals -1. Right? This is our data. Okay. So now substitute those values. Then we will have here then h prime of phi. This is the value of x is equals phi. Now g prime How much is G prime? G prime is 5. Of 5. G prime of 5 plus F of 5. F of X 5 plus G of 5 times F prime of 5, right? All these. So now simplify on substitute. The first one, we have G prime. How much is G prime? We have right here -1. -1. See? Right here, the numbers. Times F. How much is F? -3. -3 here. Plus G. How much is G? G here, right here, is 6. See? It's very easy. C times how much is F prime? F prime, we have 2 right there. 2. Okay? You simplify, you will have, here is very easy. You will have 3 plus 12. So the answer is 15. Okay? So our conclusion, so H prime of 5, H prime of 5 is equals 15. So that's it. Very, very, very easy, right? So now let's go to the next section. This was the product rule. Okay, next section. I will teach you 4 sections in this class. The second one about the product and the quotient rules is we call find the derivatives. Find the derivatives using the product rule. Using the product rule. Okay, this is our next section. We know right now we know where is mean at the product rule. So our problem here is find the derivative of. Okay, this is not good. Find the derivative of f prime of x of x. Let's write right here f of x equals x to the third power e to the x power. So this is our problem. We have to find the derivative of this problem. So here f prime equals, what is the answer? All right. To remember this concept always, I would like to remember we have to apply the product rules. I will not write again the product rules. You know what I mean, the product rules. Let's write it, the product rule again. Just for a moment, a few minutes. I show you. U of x, b of x. This is prime will be equals u prime times x, b of x plus, this is the product rule, u of x times b prime of x. This is a product rule, okay, that we have to understand to find the derivatives using in this case, in this problem. Here I will make a little table. We have in this situation, we have some table right here. Let me write the table right here. This is we have to remember these ideas. This is very important to solve that problem. We have, we show you this little table. In this table, we have to know these values. We have in this section x of u of x, and then u prime of x. Here, when we have x to the n, the other side will be equals n x to the n minus 1, right? We have to understand this kind of rules. The second one, when x in this section is to the x power, here is x to the x power 2. And the last one, we have a e, and then to the k to the x, the other side will be k e to the kx. Okay, those, we have to remember this concept. This is the main point for find the derivative using the product rule. Very important to understand this idea. So in our problem, the function, what is the function? This is the function f of x equals x to the third power e to the x power. All right? This is, we have to divide our problem. I will erase the concept. Okay, keep in your mind this idea because you need to remember this main question. Okay, first step. This is I mean, we have to divide in two functions. We have two functions here. So two functions. We can see two functions. So one is x to the third power, and the second one, and e to the x power, x to the third power, and then e to s2. And then we have to use the product rule. Use the product rule to find f prime of x. So let's write it f prime of x. We have to use the product rule in our problem. So equals, remember the little table that I write it to you, we have to remember that. So we have here x to the third power e to the x power right here. So this is the first step. Second one, we have to write the parentheses here and divide our function. So we will have x to the third power times e to the x power plus x to the third power times e to the x power prime. Okay? Got it here? So next step. Just simplify here. We have to write right here 3. We will have, this is times, okay, time 3 to the x to the second power, parenthesis here, times e to the x power, right here, it's in this one, plus now x to the third power is this one, see this one, times e to the x power. So that's it. Now if we simplify, next step will be have 3x to the second power ex, this times, not in plus, here x the third power e to the x power. All right, now it's done our problem. So our answer here, so f prime of x is equals 3x to the second power e to the x power plus x to the third power e to the x power. See, that's our solution to our problem. How find the derivative? Oh, this is our function, our problem right here, and the answer is this one. All right. Let me show you another because it's a little complex, right? Let me show you an easy one, another easy problem. And this. So find the derivative of x, but now let's write f of x. Okay, it's another one equals x now times x to the x power. Okay, it's very simple. So now here f next step of x equals parentheses, by the parentheses x e to the x power prime. Remember, it's first step. Now just divide into two functions here. One is x and the other one is e to the x power. So we have to write x here prime times e x plus x times e to the x power prime. So here is equals 1. But I mean the derivative. This means the derivative. This prime means the derivative. Okay, this means derivative. Okay, so here times e to the x power plus s times e to the x power. Here, if we simplify, we will have, this is 1 e to the x power plus x times e to the x power. So our conclusion here, that's it. It's not f. I mean derivative of x or f prime means derivative of x will be equals e to the x power plus x times e to the x power. Okay, that's a solution. It's very simple. It is not hard. Next next section, the section number 2. Let's go to the section number 3. Section number 3. Let's write 3. We will talk a quotient rule. Okay, quotient rule. What I mean this. What is the quotient rule? We have let's write the problem right here. Let's write h of x equals, we have f of x and g of x. That's the quotient rule. Is in this way. So if our problem, if f of 1 equals 7, f prime of 1 equals negative 5, right? G1 equals negative 4, and G1 equals negative 10. What is h prime of 1? So this is our problem. So we have to remember this. If we have u of x divided by b of x, this one is a derivative. We are talking about the derivative. It means prime derivative. This is equals we have to remember this. This is the idea. This is our formula. So we will have u of x right here times b of x minus u of x times b prime of x divided by b of x, this one, is to the second power. That is the main idea. You have to remember this little concept. Okay? So, of course, here, b of x is different of 0, right? That's the condition. All right? Okay, let's try to find the answer in our problem. Okay, all right. Okay, let's write j of x, h prime of x equals just write the little formula here. We have to substitute here. So I already give it to you, but I will keep it the information right here. Do step by step. So here we have to write f of x, g of x minus f of x and g prime of x, and g of x to the second power, right? Now we have to plug it in all information that we have it right here. Plug it in all the information. So now we have to plug it in everything right here. So just write it right here, h prime of 1. X, how much is x? X equals 1, all right? That's the information. Now, here, maybe use I will use this marker, f prime of 1. X is equals 1, all right? And then g of 1 minus f of 1, g prime of 1 divided by g of 1 to the second power here, right? If we simplify here, we will have, this is a fraction, complex fraction. This is easy. And the first one is equals f prime. How much is it? It's right here. We have, just see the letters right here. F prime is equals -5. And then G1, how much is it? G1 is -4, right? And then we will have now minus here. We will have F. Where is F? F of 1 right here is equal 7. We will have 7 right here times G1. G1 is equals negative 10 right here. Negative 10, right? Divided by G of X. How much is G of X? Is right here. G1. I mean, G1 is 4. -4 right here. So -4 to the second power. All right? If we continue simplifying here, this we will have on the top 20 positive numbers. Positive, everything number. We will have equals igual we're talking about the derivatives, okay? In the top, we will have 45. 45, and the bottom is, we will simplify. Yeah, see, simplify, reduce, all right? It's 8. Yeah, now let me write it because maybe I will not to confuse you. Here is a 20 plus 70 is a 90. All right. 4 to the second power is 60. That's why I am thinking about writing the small fraction. So the small fraction here is 45 and 8. This is simplest form. So that's why I was thinking in finding the is a smaller answer. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let me write another example. Let's give it to you another example. I would like to write another example. Let's see. Find h prime of -2 or -2. I will to give some values. I think a problem here. G of chi. Let's see if I think in the values f of -2 equals -9. Okay, -9, and then f prime. Let's talk about -2 equals -10, and then g of -2 equals -4, and g prime -2 equals -3. What is our question? What is h prime of -2? Right? So that will be our question. So thinking about. So the first step, just substitute the formula. Very easy. Just write h primes of 2 equals all formula right here. Let's write it. F prime. It is -2. X is equals -2. G of a -2 minus f of -2, and then g prime of a -2 divided by g of -2 to the second power. Right? It's more simple as this quotient of rule. So now we have to simplify, or substitute. So here f prime, how much is this right here? Is -10 times g2. How much is g2? G regular is -4 right there, minus, and then in the formula f. So f right here is equals -9. Let's write -9 minus times here we have -3, right? In the bottom, we will have -4, right? It's -4 to the second power, okay? So if we simplify this, we will have 40, 40 right here. This time negative times negative is a positive. So we have 40, and then here minus 27. 40 minus 27. Yeah, because this will be positive right here. Minus 27. How much is it? Right here. So the answer it is 30. Positive. And the bottom is 60. All right. You know what is this? 10 times 4 is 40. Positive 40 minus these two minus times negative is positive 27. Positive 27, but it's minus 27. So it's you subtract. This is the right answer. So our conclusion. So h prime or derivative of h of 2 or -2 is equals 13 over 60. Okay, see it. That's the right answer. Okay. This is the third section. The next section, I will talk about it is find the derivatives or find the derivatives using the quotient rule. Quotient rule. My marker is no good. All right, we have to remember this. But let's write the problem. The problem is find the derivative find the derivative of f of x equals 1 divided by x minus 7. Right? This is our problem. Okay, the idea that we have it right here is u of x divided by b of x. This is equals, that's the rule. Remember, I already know, so I will write it again. So here, b of x minus u of x, and then b prime of x. This is the rule b of x to the second power. All right. So that's the rule that we have to remember. Okay, or the property that we have to remember in our problem. Let's write this try to solve this problem. Okay, we have a question here. So next step will be f prime of x equals 1 divided by x minus 7. This is our prime or the derivative, right? How development this problem? Okay, look at this, very important. The first step that we will have here is 1 to the 1 prime, or I mean derivative, times, we will have x minus 7. Here, minus 1 times x minus 7 prime divided by x minus 7 to the second power. Okay? Now, next step, this will be equals 0 right here. Simplify here. Let me simplify. 0 minus times x minus 7. Yeah, it's times this minus 1 times 1 divided by x minus 7 to the second power. You simplify, we will have here, this is 0, this is going to be negative 1 on top, and then x minus 7 to the second power. See? And this is the answer. So our conclusion, so derivative of x is equals negative 1, probably negative 1 divided by x minus 7 to the second power. That's the answer. Okay, let's try to find another problem. Let me write another problem. Find the derivative of let's write f of x equals, let's write right 4 here, right here, 2x minus 3. All right, you have our problem right there. So first step, f prime of x equals 4 divided by 2x minus 3, so prime. Okay, next step, we will have here, of course, the first one right here, we will have 0 times 2x minus 3 minus 4 times 2 is 2 right here, divided by 2x minus 3 to the second power. All right, so here you simplify, we will have here, this is 0, cancel, so it's going to be negative 8 divided by 2x minus 3 to the second power. That's the simplest form. So our conclusion will be have f prime of x equals negative 8 divided by 2x minus 3 to the second power. That's our answer. So that's it for today, calculus class. So derivatives, I told you derivatives. The topic was product and quotient rules. I give it to you for exam 4 problems for understand our class. So thank you so much. I'm waiting for you for the next.